Well, here we are in February, and of course, always trying to come up with another little thing I can show you until we get to spring. So we're making progress. I felt like January went really fast, which is amazing because it normally drags. Well, today we're going to talk a little more about the toilet because I get a lot of calls about different things. One is that the toilet just doesn't flush. I mean, it doesn't, and you're like, well, what does that, is it a clog? Sometimes when there's a bubble, there's a clog in there, but sometimes, well, it just doesn't flush, or it takes so long. So one, the first thing you can do is get a bucket of water, and then you can kind of find out, you know, if the toilet does just flush. You can just dump a bucket of water in there. All right, the toilet flushes. So now we kind of know that it's not, you know, there's not a clog. It's flushing pretty clean. So when I flush the handle and you don't feel like it's going down, well, what can be the problem? The problem can be, not always, but there's rim jets under here. So, ooh, there's some nasty stuff under there too. Somebody needs to clean that. So there's these little jets, and the jets can fill up with calcium, you know, some hard water deposits. There's also can be bacteria in there. I've seen one really bad where this rim right here was just full of like green ivy, moss, gross looking stuff. So if that's the case, you probably need a new toilet. But these can be maintained. So believe it or not, you can take just a regular screw, and then if you just hold a mirror down in there and you get a hold, you're not going to be able to see me do this, but you just kind of pull it and break up that debris, and that allows, because if that is closing up, it prevents the water from getting out to completely flush the tank. So the other thing, if you want, you can also take a mixture. Now this is really, this has to be diluted. This is really strong. So you dilute, this is vinegar, as I said. You can use bleach if it's bacteria. And right here in the standpipe, you take it and you just pour it down in there and let it soak in, and that'll kind of soften it up, and then you can get in there with the screw and break that up. So that's one thing to think about. If you have water coming on the floor, it could be one of two things. It is either the wax ring, which is what seals the tank to the flange, or the bowl to the flange. It could be that, or sometimes when that water is on there, between the tank and the bowl, there's a gasket in between there. And sometimes if that is leaking, it kind of leaks out down there, and you think it's coming from underneath, and it's really coming from up there. So if that happens, if you're a good do-it-yourselfer, you could do it. If not, you probably need to call one of our great local plumbers. So here's the setup for what's going on this lets the water out, this puts the water in. So remember, if you hear that tank turning itself on all night and you think there's a ghost or something in your house, what is happening is this flapper is leaking, and this just responds appropriately and fills the water back up. This leaks, this fills it up. Replace the flapper. You'll save a ton of money. It's really expensive when that water rolls out. So is it spring yet? Almost.